What up, what up, what up? Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know how you like this video. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. And I'm just going to jump right into it. This will be a first of a 4-part series on mental health. I'm going to touch on the way mental health impacts relationships, your job, parenting, and I'm going to let that last one be a surprise. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Welcome back. So, first video, mental health and relationships. Where do I start? You know, in the beginning of my journey, when I was between 18 and let's say 30, my mental health showed up in my relationships as either isolation or aggression and drama. I didn't really know I didn't really know the anxiety and panic attacks was just that. When I was younger, excuse me, as in many families, mental health is really not talked about. Greater in the African American community, mental health is kind of embarrassing or a shame. You know, I know more black families that will accept someone who is a pedophile before they're willing to accept that a loved one has a mental health issue, and even more so that the loved one is homosexual. Different topic, different time. So mental health and relationships can show up in the beginning as isolation, because when you feel that something is going wrong with you or your relationship, what you tend to do is pull back. I can remember a lot of times girls would say I was being selfish or inconsiderate. They would automatically assume that I wanted to go be with someone else. And really it was running from myself and my thoughts. You know, a lot of schizophrenics like to listen to loud stuff because they have to quiet the voices in their head. So with anxiety, it's like you almost have to recluse so that you can figure out what's real and what's not. And sometimes in a relationship that's difficult because people want you to deal with issues as they happen. And when I was taking this class in this training in crucial conversation and, you know, nonviolent communication, the main thing that they talk about in that is make more I statements than you statements, making it clear that the situation or this problem is yours and not the other person's. But you know, relationships, they make that to sound cliche. It's me, not you. And right away you have a disconnect. But the reality is, when you're dating someone with a mental illness, sometimes it could be unpredictable. It's unfortunate. You really, 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 really have to do some research on mental illness and see just how parallel it is to things like diabetes, cancer, fibromyalgia. When you know your loved one has things like that, you know that some things are going to be different. There's going to be limitations. There's going to be setbacks. And you love the person and you embrace that. But when you're looking at a mental health issue, a lot of times people want to say, get over it. You're using that for excuse. You just pretending, it ain't that serious. You gotta learn to control your mind over matter. And it can be real difficult. Another way that the mental illness impacts the relationship is once the person becomes so stagnant and severely depressed, there's really nothing that their mate can do to kind of change the mood. You know, a lot of people want to rush you out of it, get over it. Okay, you had your moment, come on back. especially, you know, when you're like me, a loving, funny, upbeat, you know, always bringing the crowd, always bringing the laughter, always bringing the good times, kind of a one-man show. I'm really sorry for my throat today. I should have got that worked on. I just ate dinner. Might be because I'm drinking. Acid reflux, you know. Trying to have a little margarita. That's another issue. But anywho, not an issue for me, but just a topic that we will touch on. And so I'm going to discuss what the mental health has impacted my relationships as far as, but if you have comments, suggestions, make sure that you comment down below and discuss that. If something else you feel like you wanted me to broaden on or add to, or questions you may have, feel free to drop those as well, and I will read and respond. The most difficult thing for me has been not seeing consistency. Women, they accept it, they embrace it, they try to understand it, and then it becomes too much. As for most people, you know, they want to have more good times than bad. No one really wants to see the dark clouds. And so when that happens, you know, your loved ones may choose that this relationship is too much for them. They may move on, or worse, they may stick it out and just become very combative with you, which then you wish that they would leave. Unfortunately for me, I have not had the blessing of having someone actually do what they promised, stay, understand, work with it, which is why I've never been married. I would love to be married, have a wife I can travel with, laugh with, grow with, work with. Have a very big passion for people. Plan on having some drop-in centers and group homes one day. But the mental health is a constant battle. People that I know that really, 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 really love me, they just didn't know enough, weren't strong enough, couldn't quite wrap their head around how to accept me completely. They accept the good in me. They accept the loving, sensuous. Oh my God. I go hard. Bath water, cleaning the house, flowers every week, opening doors, little sweet nothings to let you know I was thinking about you. My woman is my world when I'm in a relationship. But there's times when my world is dark and my world is cloudy and my world is unsure, and I become riddled with anxiety and riddled with depression, and not everybody can handle that. And as to this current day, nobody has been able to survive the longevity of that. I've grown a lot. I've been on several different medication regimens. I've been in therapy more than out of therapy, but the mental health does impact my life. It took me well into my early 30s to really accept and adjust to the mental health issues. So what I would suggest, if you are someone who has a mental illness and is trying to date, or if you're someone who's trying to date someone with a mental illness, get the research, get the understanding. Be totally 100% upfront and transparent in the beginning. Be willing to go the long haul. Like, I was watching this thing about Vegas, trying to go there for my birthday next month. But one of the things it said about the gambling, don't gamble anything you aren't willing to lose. And of course, everybody who gambles is hoping and excited to win. So that whole don't gamble anything you aren't willing to lose, that resonated with me. And what I decided was that means don't go into loving me if you're not ready for it to get hard. Don't go into dating someone with a mental illness if you're not ready for the dark and cloudy days. Don't go into loving someone with a mental illness if you need it to be all about you all the time. Don't go into loving someone with a mental illness if you're not willing to do the research, if you're not willing to do the work, and if you're not willing to have patience and endurance. Dating someone with a mental illness can be a beautiful thing. Just like children with some developmental delays or cognitive delays, their strong parts make up 9,000% for what they can't do or what they do with difficulty. It's the same thing when loving someone with a mental illness. Some are worse than others. Some people need a lifetime of medication. Some people need a lifetime of therapy. But we're all capable of love. We're all capable of understanding. And we're all capable of saying, I do. It just takes a strong individual to know how to love through and love in spite of the difficulties. So that's my part 1 on mental health and relationships. Part 2 will be mental health and the job force, mental health and working. Might speak a little bit on mental health and education, higher education. But basically it'll be how mental health impacts you getting better, growing, having some sustainability in the workforce. A lot of times with mental illness, when you go into some of these psychiatric treatment places, they want you to dummy down, don't work, collect a state check, go to groups, get blood work, stay over medicated. But I'm here to tell you that I have 2.5 masters, kept a 4.0 grade point average. School and work are actually the most exciting things a lot of times. I've always done what I've been passionate in, never just getting a check or, trying to do what's going to pay the bills. I love helping people. I'm a servant leader. A lot of that came innately, and that'll of course be another conversation too. So, wrapping it up, mental health and relationships, it ain't easy, but it's possible. Thank you for watching.